I don't like it down here now.
No, I think we need to back up.
Did you notice how it just got dark?
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, okay. On this episode of CAPS, the team is invited to investigate the strange goings-on at Beansnappers in Mackville, Wisconsin. And yes, we know what you're thinking. This is a gentleman's club. And no, that's not why we took the case. It turns out that the building has a rather long and haunted history prior to its current incarnation. It was originally built in 1877 by Michael Gaynor, who came over to the United States from Ireland to settle in Wisconsin with his relatives. Originally built to serve as a living quarters, tavern, general store, blacksmith shop, and dance hall, Michael rented the building to Philip Berry from 1893 until 1898, when a fire burned through the store, and Michael rebuilt and took it back over. In 1920, the business and the building were sold to Michael's son, Joe Gaynor, who ran it with his wife Kate, until Kate retired and sold the building to her nephew, Floyd Ryland, who opened up Floyd and Babe's Bar and Dance Hall in 1966. Which brings us to our first tragic event in our story. Floyd's wife, Frances Babe Ryland, suffered from a disease which left her with good days and bad days. Eventually, it became too much for her to handle anymore, and on August 13th, 1970, she shot herself in what is currently the bar area of Beansnappers. Floyd went on to own the building until his own death in 1984, when the building was passed down to Floyd and Babe's children, who rented the building and living quarters out. During this time, it was known mostly as Fort Mackville. On the morning of October 11th, 1987, while their dad was up north hunting, a fire ripped through the living quarters of the building, claiming the lives of 3 young children. Jonathan, 3, Carrie, 2, and Jacob, 1. Their mother, who was also pregnant at the time, but possibly, due to the stress of what had happened, lost Jeremy at birth. The building sat empty for years after that, and the living quarters on the north side was tore down before 1993. For the first time since it was built, it was sold outside of the family to its current ownership, Beansnappers. Since taking over the building, it has been hit a total of 4 times, once on purpose and 3 that were accidents. Not only does the building have a storied past, but is also situated across the street from St. Edward's Cemetery, where Michael Gaynor and his family, his son Joe and his wife, and also Floyd and Barb Ryland are all buried.
Yeah, that's the first experience I had. Again, I heard the stories for years, but once I took the place over and then the stuff in the hall. But the real first experience was I was in the basement. I was down there changing the can bags, and there's that doorway that goes to the back part of the basement, and there was a bright light back there, and you obviously know what a shadow looks, that shadow looks like when it goes through a doorway. And I saw it clear as day, and then got that real eerie, like, get the hell out of here feeling. And then I yelled at it, leave me the fuck alone, and it stopped. But then it was more prevalent out here with seeing him in my peripheral and going up and down the stairs when nobody was here, or up and down the hallway.
Yeah, this is where we want to go.
It's safe, trust me. It's just creepy as fuck. Yeah, I'll let you go down there. From the 1800s, man. What do you expect? My knees are already.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, of course. Now that light's not coming on. You fucker.
I just sat in a puddle.
Yeah, that doesn't say. They had to re-brace all this because of, how old the building is. But yeah, look at this. Yeah. But when that light was brighter, this is where he went through when I was working right over there, and that's when I flipped out on him.
Huh.
I don't like going back there if I don't have to.
Right. So I was letting out the pooch one day and here at night, and I heard the guys drop a couple of cans because we got chutes for cans at the garbage can, and then they get caught in this garbage can, and there's literally no way that any of these can actually like pop out. As I'm standing near the doorway that leads into the basement where these are, I hear the cans drop, and then a second or two later I hear more cans drop, but they sound like they hit concrete. And then the dog looked right there and growled, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go away from here. And then later when I went down there to take a look at everything, I found that there was a bag full of cans that were just out of the bags basically. Now the way these things are strapped down is there's no way that they could have just fallen out, one got tipped over or something like that. So I picked them all up, put them back in, and then I started looking around. There's two chambers down there along where the bags are. I tried to go near one of the doorways, and that's where I got a very uneasy, nauseous feeling. And the closer I got to the door, the colder it got. And then basically to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to get out of here because I can't go any further because I started feeling way too, uneasy. Something ever since I've got this, I got a Celtic cross on my right arm. When there's a presence that is, nice, or something that's just stuck here or something like that, it's not exactly angry, it just gets a little warm. But I know for a fact that if I've been around something that is pissed off and angry, that it's not exactly a nice entity, this burns like hell, and that was burning like hell that night. And it's happened once or twice here before recently, but not within basically within the last 6 months is when this is really starting to burn, sometimes when I'm here. Otherwise it's just been warm because the other entities that are here are nice. The uneasy feeling got worse, and at its peak I was about to turn off the light, and I felt a hand brush and almost try to scrape across my hand as I was trying to hit the light switch as I was getting out. And I was like, yep, that's a nope out of here time.
It was this bag. This is how they're set up.
Huh.
Kind of makes sense now because I just realized one of my cans is in there. I drink full throttle.
Okay. So when you came down here, the bag was just like this still, right? And then what, the cans were just all on the floor here?
All on the floor. Just randomly. No pattern that I could see.
If there's anyone down here with us, We're here to make contact with you. You can either show yourself and walk through the laser grid, all the little pretty lights. We'll be able to see you through there. Or you can go to the red light over there and touch it, and it'll make some noise and let us know that you're here. Can you make a noise and let us know that you're here? What's your name? Did you used to work here? Did you used to live here? We just want to talk to you. Make contact. Folks upstairs asked us to come and see if we could talk to you, and did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Can you make that flash again for me?
Was that you back there? If so, we appreciate you trying to communicate. Can you please make that light flicker when I get to 3? We just want to make sure that you're doing it and it's not something random. Okay, if you understand, I'm going to... Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
I said, do you understand? And it flashed.
Okay, count to 3.
Okay, so you understand. Here we go. On 3, please turn the light on. 1, 2, 3. No?
One more time. 1, 2, 3. And a little bit on you. Flash the light if you're okay with us walking to that back room.
Do you want us to leave? Can you make the light flash? Is there something you want to tell us? There's an audio recorder sitting by one of these posts right here. If you come over by it and yell into it or talk to it, hopefully we'll be able to hear you on it. Do you just want us to stay over here? Okay. We can do that. Do you like our company? Do you like when people come down here and visit you?
Or do you like to be left alone?
Were you a human? Please answer yes. Thank you. God, thank you. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Are you male?
Yes. God.
Are you in your 20s? 30s?
'30s? I think Ethan went from skeptic to Thank you very much for communicating with us. We really appreciate it. I know that it's probably hard for you to manipulate the light or communicate, yes. Or is it easy? Oh, I got chills. So it's easy for you to communicate with us? Okay, thank you. A lot of people wonder if it's hard for you to manipulate light or to communicate in this way. So we appreciate your answers. Thank you.
The people who are here all the time will really appreciate knowing for sure that you're here so they can respect you and not fear you. And I hope you feel the same.
Are you trapped here? Could you leave if you wanted? Could you leave? I'm sorry, let me start over. Are you trapped in this building? Yes. Could you leave if you wanted to? No. No? Well, take that as a no.
Is there anything that can be done to allow you to leave?
Yes?
Would a priest blessing the building help?
Ooh. I don't like it down here now.
No, I think we need to back up.
Do you not want a priest in here? Did you notice how it just got dark?
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, okay. Let's we are going to leave now. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much for communicating with us. I have to go in here now. After reviewing the audio and video from the session, we also found 2 EVPs, or unknown voices, on the audio that we didn't notice during the initial session. The first one was recorded on the thermal imaging camera, and we believe it asks, "Who owns this place?" The second audio clip was recorded on the audio recorder that was sitting in the middle of the first room. It's hard to tell, but it sounds like the voice either says no or go. You be the judge.
Were you here when this was originally a bar? Or a general store? Were you here when this was originally a bar? Or a general store?
We stayed till the sun came up and covered the rest of the building as best we could. But in the end, we decided if we were really going to test out the claims, what this investigation needed was a couple of lovely ladies to help us out. Our team spent the next month doing research and talking to the people who knew the history, the family and friends and neighbors. We dug into old newspapers and spent hours in the cemeteries looking for the graves of those who have passed, to make sure that every fact was correct. And when it came time to head back to do our follow-up investigation, how could we pass up October 11th? the date of the fire that claimed the 3 children. Some people believe that the dates have special meanings for those who have passed, and if so, this was the perfect chance to find out. Joining Ethan and myself on this investigation would be Ma, and returning to the team, Ethan's wife, Kayla, who held a special set of skills that would be very handy in this investigation.
Well, I am a aerial dance student from aerial dance, and yeah.
We wanted whatever was here to feel comfortable around Kayla, enough that it would treat her like any of the other ladies who work here on a regular basis. So we sent her up on stage for a few spins before sending her off on her own to see what she could find.
So the original dressing room before they updated upstairs and everything was literally here. And the girls used to always talk about the old lady's image in the mirrors behind them and moving their hair and weird shit like that. And there's a lot of I can't tell you how many girls said that's why so many girls run up and down the stairs now, because they'd feel brushing or like somebody behind them or touching their hair. Just mischievous shit. Well, yeah, this used to be the dressing room.
The downstairs, the dressing room used to be downstairs back here, and the girls would be, it was a very, very small dressing room, very confined area, and while they were putting their makeup and doing their hair, they would see a woman behind them. And, you know, and then they'd come out and they'd tell me about this, but they weren't really, well, this is back in the 90s, and these girls really weren't scared of this lady. You know, it's just, they would come out and they'd go, well, the lady is back. She's watching us. And she hung out in the dressing room with the girls. So if that was Frances or Babe, who knows?
Is anybody in here with me?
This is the room you were supposed to go
Yeah.
in the mirrors, did you?
I did. I was just hanging out there, and you know, I just explained that this was the old dressing room, and I didn't have any activity.
This was
besides being by the wires.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know, see, it just kind of goes crazy
Yeah.
right there, and then I would sit in here for a while, and I looked in the mirrors.
Yeah, because that's where they say they see her.
And I didn't
And
have
you're with
anything.
them. I don't get nothing either.
But you know, the girls are here how long too? You know, I don't know exactly if there's a specific time where all
Yeah.
this stuff happens. Or they know it's Sunday and it's not business hours.
Yeah, we don't come out during that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see anybody in the mirror.
Nope. Just me.
Yeah. There's another lady here.
Kids are all in this hallway area and in the ballroom. Because the maintenance guy, we had to revamp all this. And the big dude that's always fucking with me, he'd hear him tromping around like somebody came in the building, so he'd come through, search the whole building. That's when he really started to believe it, because he's like, there's nobody fucking here. And then the kids started fucking with him. Like he was up here drywalling, and he heard the little girl laughing, and the ball bouncing. So he's like, I kept looking over, waiting to see him come down the hall. It was nothing. And then finally, when I was about to leave, I come down, I start to leave. I hear it again, and I hear the ball come down the stairs. So he's like, freezes on the bottom, and he's like, nothing showed up, I left. And he's not a guy who believed any of this either until he started.
Yeah, I used to sit right there, and before I would turn the music on, I would hear this ball bouncing upstairs here. And it was real distinct. It was almost like they were playing jacks. Yeah, because I remember I used to play jacks when I was a kid. And yeah, it would just happen just between that time. Well, of course, it could have been happening all day long, but who knows, because the music was on at that point.
We call it Satan's Ball. It's a bouncing ball. Fran found it like a decade ago because she'd always heard when she was here during the day upstairs. She took it to her house, and a couple years back, she gave it. I'm getting chills thinking about it. She gave it to me and my girlfriend, wife at the time, and we put it back in the ballroom, and it disappeared.
One night, one of the girls said that she thought she heard somebody in the ballroom upstairs, because it sounded like, feet running across the wood. So I went up there to take a look, used a flashlight, kept it dark. Didn't see anything, but then I heard on the far end, like feet running across. But I didn't see anything because I had the flashlight right there, but there was nothing there. I figured, okay, maybe I'm not seeing a mouse or something, but then as soon as I wanted to go look away, I heard and felt the vibration of something running across the floor right next to me, and it was like a couple of sets of feet. And I'm thinking it was the kids that are supposed to be here. But there was literally nothing. I couldn't see anything, but I felt the wood next to my feet move. So that was a cool, fun experience.
I'm Barnaby.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Kayla.
We're here to have a chat with anyone that happens to be in this building still. The people that own this and the girls that work here said that there's someone up here that likes to play with bouncy balls, maybe jacks. We bought some balls for you to play with. My intent was to catch that before I realized that I couldn't see it. I don't know where it went. I think it went back
behind you.
behind you, yeah. Can you get my ball back for me? Please? Can you just roll it across the floor over to me? Kayla wants to play with you guys.
You roll that ball toward me?
Unfortunately, no one wanted to play ball with Kayla, or brush her hair, or really anything else we tried up there. So we put in a thorough search for the original missing bouncy ball. We even went as far as to sending our night vision security camera down a hole in the floor. But no luck.
More than once, the dressing room door is like, as I've walked through it or about to walk into it, is closed in my face or slammed right behind me. Like slammed, not like just closed, because you guys have been up there and seen how it works, so it's not a fluke thing. But again, more stuff I don't acknowledge. And the new stuff I hung in the dressing room like a little kid on the camera. Look, okay, it could have been a fan, but there was no fans on. And then when you really watched it, it looked like little kids, because it was from that point where a little person would have been like doing this with those hearts on the wall, and they were moving. This, because these are all on switches. This is the one I was talking about when I came in, and there's no fucking, because see, they unplug it. Yep. And I came on and that was on. I was like, there's no way they left that on.
Didn't take much.
No, it doesn't take much for it to slam, but if it was open. I still can't get it to go, it just.
There. You walk in and it's just not open far enough, yeah. Come in and just push it open like you would if you were coming in. Don't keep slamming it. You pushed it too far.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you did. There you go.
It'll accidentally turn on really easy. If it's off, it's off.
They probably have stuff sitting in front of it. They bump it.
No, it's not when nobody's here.
Oh,
It's when no one's here. It turns on really easy though. Okay.
see, there's something wrong with their power strips. Yeah. The fan in front of it.
I'm just saying if you had a storm or something, because it was kind of raining and shitty last
There,
night.
there it goes. Everything. But that's the whole thing, not just down at child level, like he said.
But if it was a gust.
Yeah.
We attempted a few experiments to see if some of the claims could be written off as wind or factors of the building being so old. We found that if the door wasn't pushed open all the way, it could be pulled closed with the plunger if weight was placed on the right floorboards, causing it to close on its own. The window air conditioner has air leaking around the sides that, if the wind was strong enough outside, could account for things moving or blowing when the fan or air conditioner itself wasn't on. We tested this by turning on the air conditioner full speed to see what moved. If the power strip on the lights was plugged in, it had a tendency to pop back on. But it would only do this right after it was pressed. We couldn't get it to delay. So even though all the claims could be accounted for, it does not seem likely that this explains all that has been witnessed.
But the big picture on the wall right there, and nobody had been in the building because of the security cameras, and of course this part is off a camera, but that picture ended up on the floor just out of the camera range over here. And not broken, not dinged up, and if you pick that up, how heavy that is, there's no physical... I was all excited when it first happened. I was like, oh, it's on camera. I was like, it's just off camera.
We cooked fresh potato French fries here, and I had a special knife that I used to cut up the potatoes, and for some reason I could not find that knife that day. Came back behind the bar, and I had my regular cheer guys here, and they asked me what I was looking for, and I told them I was looking for that knife, and I took a different knife and went and cut up the potato back there and pulled the potato all apart to get your French fries, and laid them all nice in there and pressed the button. It went down, came up. I took the basket out of the deep fryer and I flipped it upside down, and the French fries were on the bottom and the knife was on top of that. That was very weird. I guess just the look on my face. I touched the knife was not hot where the plastic handle melted, it was just soft. And I came out behind the bar, and the regulars are like, what's going on with you? And I said, well, I just found that knife. It was in the deep fryer. So they were pretty everybody was pretty alert at that time as to what's going on. One of the guys that used to come in the afternoon was sitting over here in the corner of the bar, and all of a sudden a dollar bill was moving, and he yelled, "Fran, look!" And I turned around and I could see his dollar bill moving.
The corner where Fran said about the money moving. We're standing there joking around, busy as hell, bunch of customers sitting there, and like in between all of us, and it sounded like it came from that corner.
Yep.
Real distinct, "Hey!" We all looked at each other like, who the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
I even went back there to look, and there was nobody
Yeah,
there.
because we thought it came from inside the booth.
It's like, was there a dance going on that I didn't see? And then there's nobody there.
We are here to communicate today, or hope to communicate with Francis Babe Ryland, or Floyd. We haven't talked to you yet either. Fran, we've been talking to your daughter, Mary, about what happened here. And, Mary asked if we got to talk to you to let her know. So know that if you do communicate with us, we'll let her know that you're here or that you're okay. Or any other message that you have that you'd like to pass on to her. We have several devices around the room that will help us to communicate with you. On the middle of the bar over there is that red light that I was just playing with. And if you go near that, you can make it light up like I did, and we'll know that you're there. Over by Kayla, there is a device on the bar that you can make light up if you go near it. Right here by the stage is another device. If you come near it, it'll make noise and light up, and we'll know that you're here. And right here on the corner is a device that you can try and talk through and communicate with us directly. We also have an audio recorder at the far end of the stage and a motion sensor light back in that back room. That still worked when you were back there? Okay. So you have multiple opportunities to communicate with us here tonight, and we would greatly appreciate it, as would your daughter and the current owners of the bar. It's not a bar anymore. Current owners of the building. So if you're here with us, So if you're here with us, so if you're here with us, all right, so far what does everybody think, Ethan?
You know, to me it seems like, and this is just because of every other time we've been here, it seems like it's more active when the building is in business. And I wonder if that makes more sense because it's business as usual, where we're here on a day that normally no one's here, you know, seeking it out on purpose. I wonder if that's the kind of thing that makes stuff go to hiding.
Energy begets more energy. There's music, there's energy, there's crowds, there's excited people.
I think it'd be better to be here, you know, at the tail end of the night that opened, like that first time we came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a difference between me being up there is because it just kind of was like 4 people staring at me. Wasn't in a comfortable environment, and it was no music.
Yep, it's not the normal.
It wasn't the normal. So.
And I think that plays a lot into stuff like
Yeah.
this. You know, like it's on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only thing I really got was talking to the whole before we even started, and then like I said, I thought it said, you know, when I said, "What's your name?" I thought it said Mike, and that was on the phonic one, not the other one. But then I went, "Oh, I don't know a Mike," and I said other things, but I couldn't understand. And then upstairs when I got that other message.
Well, it was kind of interesting, like remember and
Yeah.
stuff.
Because
Yeah,
like,
that was just random when you were talking about the kids, and then it just went.
because like you said, when they normally see the guy in that back room, it's during normal business time, right?
It's easy to see how a building with such a storied history, passed down from generation to generation, could hold on to so much energy. The stories of those who work here go on and on, so who can say for sure who or what is still hanging around? But for those who have had an experience, it's something they will never forget.
So there has been customers that have experienced things in here, and from just being a bartender here for so many years and people coming through and talking about different hauntings that the different people that lease the building have experienced. So it's not like this has just happened when Beansnappers got here. This has been going on for a long time.
I've been through too much in this building not to acknowledge it, but I still don't want to open the door to believe it. But there's no way to physically, mentally explain it other than there's something happening.
So the next time you happen into Beansnappers, take a look in those dark corners. You never know what you may find. We'll see you next time.
Thank God for editing.
Yes, I know. Oh, you have no idea.